Taurus.
Hello Taurus, this is your forecast for December of 2013, and we're starting out the month with the Sun and the new moon here in Sagittarius. So for you, that's falling into your 8th house. So this month it's going to be a little bit focused for you on money, all right? And not necessarily your own income money. That's ruled by the 2nd house. The 8th house is more your investments, or the money that you keep, you know, with other people, joint venture, your partner. It could be banks, insurance companies, other investments, maybe even royalties and commissions, those things that you're expecting, maybe even money owed to you from other people may be highlighted here this month. Now, it's in the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, so you might feel that deep feeling here of security and how that is being a little bit rocked, perhaps, but there's no negative aspects here, so I don't think that you have too much to worry about. In fact, you got the new moon here, Taurus, and it gives you a little time to plant those seeds that we speak about. The new moon will be here on December 2nd. Take a little time on thinking how you want to grow your money throughout 2014. Okay, you only get this chance once a year to really focus in on how you can streamline it or come up with some new ideas, okay? And then you can project that into the whole year of 2014. So make the most out of it. Now, we've had Venus through Sagittarius, and it moved into Capricorn here in November. If you're listening to this on the November end of this video scope, well, now in Capricorn, it's giving you, as opposed to Sagittarius where emotions might have run really high and really strong and very fiery, you might feel a little bit more sober now. Because when Venus, you know, the planet of love, and also those things that we value, come into Capricorn, well, that's a Saturnian feel to it. And Saturn disciplines you. So you might feel a little bit more disciplined in the way you spend your money. But it's also you looking very seriously now at your own inner emotions, your love life, and being perhaps a little philosophical about what love really means to you and how your romantic life has been running over time. And then we're not just talking just recently over the last few weeks or months. It's actually you going up to a higher level, reflecting on love and romance and what that has given you throughout life. And I'm taking this big view on it. Why? Because it's in your 9th house. Now, the 9th house is that higher mind. Okay, it's not just day to day. It's more the philosophical outlook on what love really means to you, and you might be a little sober about that too, knowing what you probably want to keep, what was important to you, not just memories, but how you're feeling about it here today. But it's also lifting yourself up and out of the rut and trying to become the observer rather than the participant, because you have definitely been participating here a whole lot over these last couple of months, and some of that might have been stirring up a lot of emotions, but now things are settling, and for that, the Saturnian energy is good. You're gonna start feeling that it's coming together, stabilizing you, so you can start putting down some roots, or maybe like new roots. You might feel that you're protecting yourself a little bit, okay? So you might not be as impulsive. Why? Well, think about this again. Saturn has rings, right? So it not just pushes outward, but it also protects inwards. But this is just a transit until Venus moves out of this area. And then we have, where do I go from here? You got the full moon too, since we're talking about the new moon in your 8th house. The full moon here this month will be in your 2nd house. So we just want to stick to this level of self-worth, self-feelings. What Venus represents is not just love, but it's money. Also, you being a little sober, hanging on a little bit more to your money this month or for the Christmas holidays. But it's also because the new moon in the 8th house, you thinking in terms of investments and your future and how you can set things up. But the full moon also in the 2nd house is income and money. So you're going to be seeing here by the end of the month, if you follow the budget that you're setting up here for December, you might be coming out of it here pretty good. Then we have Mars. Mars in the 5th house. Mars is your action, your drive, and dedication, your goals. 5th house is children. So you might be speculating and thinking a whole lot. And why do I say thinking? Because we always think. But this is even more than normal because Mars is going through the sign of Virgo. And Virgo doesn't just think, it analyzes, okay? So you might be very analytical for the time being in the area of children, which is, you know, what rules the 5th house. So one or more children might be in the focus, and I'm seeing how you're trying to align things up. You've got a beautiful trine coming up, which is a harmonious aspect. So at some point you're going to feel these things coming together for you, and we'll go through exactly when this is going to be active. But yeah, so dedicating more time to children. 5th house also is those creative projects, those things that we do when we're out and about and not tied down to work. So some of you might feel also that you can be expanding this area and be a little bit more drifty, okay? Because Mars is your energy, and right now being in the 5th house, which is Leo ruled, well, it wants to have fun. It needs to have fun. It needs to just kind of kick back and do those leisure things. Then we have Mercury and Saturn and the node in the 7th house for your committed partnerships. Now Mercury is direct again since November 10th. So it's starting to pick up speed here if you're listening here on the November end of your December forecast. Well, it's starting slowly but surely to pick up speed. But once we're in December, you'll start seeing that she's up to normal speed. Saturn still in this area. Well, you might have had to have some communications and deeper, sober talks with your partner here this month, and it just seems to be very karmically related because the node is there, and to me, you know, the moon node is always the path that we're on, the contracts that we signed up for before even coming in here. Well, this is kind of unfolding in this area of your 7th house of love and relationships. But it could also be the way you work one-on-one with somebody also. So communication, this area is going to be highlighted for you. Neptune in your 11th house, that's groups and people's hopes, dreams, and any kind of affiliations there. Neptune now is moving direct from November 13th. So that's kind of picking up speed. It's been a little dry, a little laid back, maybe even a little confused here throughout summer and early autumn. But here now, it's going to start opening up more vision. Neptune rules our dreams, so not just, you know, nocturnal dreams, but also daydreams. And you might see that you're going to get online with yourself, where you're starting to feel the pulse of starting to envision a new future, and you can start trusting that you can start building upon it. You've come through the haze and the fog of that Neptune retrograde, and now it's crystallizing. So if we go up to the beginning of December here, we got the new moon, December 2nd, like I said, in the 8th house. So pay attention to that and write your new moon check to yourself of abundance, your abundant checks. Then we have on the 3rd and 4th, we got Mercury and Mars, some good communication coming in here, and I'm feeling that you're now able to, on the 4th, leave this area where Mercury's been lingering and hanging ever since end of October there in this area, and now moving forward. So you can leave the partnership area, leave that behind, feel that something is concluded. Mercury is then moving into Sagittarius, which is a little bit more of an upbeat sign, but it's your 8th house of other people's money or money owed to you or investments. It's going to be joining there with the sun a little bit down the road. And then we have the 6th, where just be careful, don't sign anything, or I wouldn't even buy anything here on this day, just because something may look better than what it really is, and then it could bring on a disappointment afterwards. On the 10th, we have an unexpected news coming in. That's Mercury and Uranus. For you, this will be between your 12th and 8th house. So yeah, whatever that could be for you, probably something I feel could be money related, but it could also be something hidden because your Uranus is in the 12th house. So it might be a hidden aspect of something that has to do with money or valuables. On the 12th though, Jupiter currently still in your 3rd house for communication, siblings, travel, short distance travel, also long distance travel, coming into being here, tying up, securing something with Saturn, which is in your 7th house. So if you're doing any new deals with a partner, well, that could be profitable. Your partner, working partner that is, might suggest something about a journey coming up here around this time. It doesn't have to be exactly on the 12th, but the aspect is on December 12th. Then we have Uranus moving direct again after several months retrograde, and we need Uranus to be with us in a direct course when we want to create change. You know, there's times where we can sense change, feel change, we can be all antsy and get the itch for change. But if Uranus is moving backwards, well, if we create change under that, the change won't be what you had hoped for. But now, after the 17th, you'll start seeing that the Uranus is going to start working for you. And I love that Uranian energy that it just brings things to you out of the blue, unexpectedly. It's like getting signs and, you know, moving into serendipity. This is where serendipity comes from, this very planet. This is why we love Uranus, right? Especially when we take control of that energy. If we just ignore it, well, then it can come to you in forms of unexpected surprises, which may not always be easy to deal with, but then that only means that you've been, you know, pulling down the blinders, not wanting to look at where that change is coming from. But Uranus can't say that. It didn't message you, you know, to start with. Then we have the 21st, the Sun moving out of this area of the 8th house into the 9th house. Fun place for the Sun to be. It's going to be allowing you to think a little bit long range, further ahead. It's the horizon that you might have felt a little lost is coming back up again, so you can start seeing your goals, aiming and dedicating your focus towards it. So that is something I know you're going to like because it's moving into the sign, your sister sign of Capricorn, so it's going to ground you. And that grounding, that security is what makes you feel secure, Taurus. Venus retrograde from the 21st. I'd be careful not to do too much Christmas shopping for the holidays here after the 21st. You might buy things that are faulty, you know, fall apart, or it might just not end up being what it was you wanted as far as quality, and quality is important for all you Taurians. So yeah, get it done early here this year. We have Mercury also moving into your sister sign of Capricorn on the 21st, so that allows you to communicate now in a very sober way. Feeling that there's more grounding, okay? Everything's been a little bit like this for many of you Taurians, just because it's been there in that 7th house. You've had this whirlwind between Uranus and Pluto, but now Uranus is moving forward and communication is getting online there in Capricorn. So it's going to settle you. And for those of you who are following on the daily astroscopes on the website, well, we go more into detail here. We do recordings, probably like 5 to 8 minutes, where we go more in depth for all of these aspects on a daily basis, so you can get more insight as you go along throughout the month. And by the way, there's free samples there for you who want to go check it out just to see how it works for you. So the Sun and Neptune in your 11th house for hopes, dreams, wishes, groups, friendships, and so forth. Great day on the 24th. So this is you spending time here with family, groups of, you know, relatives and so forth. Those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, you might just get together with a group of friends and celebrate that way too. Now we have towards the end of the month, it's going to start building up a little bit with some, I won't say uneasy energy, but I still have to say yes, it is a little bit of an uneasy energy. there might be some misunderstandings. This is coming in here towards the 29th and 30th, 31st, and you'll get more insights on that, both on the daily scopes, but also when we're going to do your January scopes. Why? Because the month is ending here on this note, and then January, New Year's, is going to pick up on those energies and carry it forward into the entire year. And what is that? Well, there might be some changes. I don't know whether you're the one instigating these changes. If so, it may not be that bad because then you're in control. For others, it might be changes coming to you. And for you, it's going to be in the area here, 12th house, 9th house, 5th house for you. So we got a Mars-Pluto that is going to be square here on the 29th, 30th. And so disagreements, if there is any disagreements, it might get a little rowdy because Mars is fire, and Pluto can be quite dynamic itself if it's not too happy and they butt heads. There is the Sun, which is you here also now in this 9th house up there, and that's going to be squaring Uranus, so it could be something unexpected. Mercury's also square Uranus. So the two of them together, you might feel you're in a situation which suddenly runs out of control. And it could be due to somebody saying something without thinking. It could just be a comment that could set something off, which you normally probably wouldn't react to, okay? Because people can say things under a stressful situation. But because Uranus and Pluto are there, Mars is coming in there with a square. Well, you know, there might be some reactions, and then one thing could take another. So a little careful how you communicate from the 28th, 29th onwards, okay? We got 3 or 4 days there. All of these planets are now formulating a little stellium, and it's in that zone, trigger zone. More on that as we get closer on the daily scopes. Now, what I would like to say here, your full moon, 17th, full moon, yes, on the 17th, 25 degrees in Gemini, okay, 2nd house for income. New moon is here on the December 2nd in your 8th house. Write your abundance check to yourself on the 2nd. And then I just want to end the note with Jupiter going retrograde. And, well, we're going to see 4 or 5 months where it's going to pull back. And we always love Jupiter to be with us. But it's such a positive planet in itself that even when it's retrograde, it's not all that bad. It's just that we don't really like to start things under a retrograde. But what it can do, it can still be abundant. Opportunities may still come to you, so look out for them. And in that case, it's opportunities from seeds that you planted in the past, okay? Earlier, these last 4 or 5 months, 6 months, that may come back to you here as Jupiter is going to be moving the next 4 to 5 months. So, Taurus, that is what we have for you here this month. Do go listen to your moon and rising signs, and feel free to go check us out and join the group here with the daily astros and horoscopes. You might enjoy it. So have a good one. Happy Christmas and happy holidays. Take care now.